Hmm?
And now, like I just started it. So when I was committing for the milestones, ego, I mean, like when I'm committing the messages, the name is coming not my name actually. The system is of some relative. So is that okay, or should I have to change the name for that?
It is fine, not an issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Ayushi?
Ma'am,
Um.
in the Git tracker document and milestone document, it is both have a little different thing. Like milestone is saying that you have to commit the changes after creating README and Git ignore. But I have only created add README file because in Git tracker there was still README only. So now Git ignore I have to create. So README file I don't have in VS Code. So, but you were showing that the project you were having, so we have to do the README file in VS Code
Yeah.
and Git ignore also. Both in VS
Yes.
Code it should be no.
Yeah, because
And
when you will connect it with the repository, by default, you will have those files. When you create those files, it will reflect in your repository. The README file is created from repository.
yes, yes. So
Mm.
again, that has to be created in VS Code also.
No, when you will connect your VS Code with the Git repository, so
Yes,
by
yes.
default it will be created.
So now I only have to do the Git ignore
Git
part, no?
ignore thing. Yeah.
And
So
there
now,
is an
yeah, tell
and there
me.
is an option of pushing from add file in the repository, and or else we can push from cmd. So can we do from add file? Is it equivalent same thing?
Sorry, I didn't get your question.
In the github.com
Hmm?
there is an option add file, so
Okay.
can add directly from there also, no, instead of
Yeah,
pushing.
but it is better to push from here. Push from the terminal. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So today's agenda is we will create the remaining templates. Let me first share my screen. Yes, Maya.
Ma'am, in the document it says that the admin should be able to manage all the users.
Hmm.
And in discourse, one of the instructors said that it means the admin should be able to perform CRUD operations on the users. So,
Okay.
what does that mean exactly? Like, create the admin doesn't do that, right? Creating the user's account and all that.
See, in the orientation I have showed you, managing meaning it is managing the user information.
So, they should be able to see all the information
So you
and
can also add the functionality to revoke the user. That also you can do, but it is an additional functionality.
okay. But other than
Yeah.
that, like the admin cannot change any of the user's details or anything, right?
No.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
So
Yes.
in previous session, we created the login and register HTML. Okay. So basically, this is just a static template. Now we want that this should be, we want to convert it into form, right? So also I showed you the button, but in while working with form, this should be converted into input because while we are creating form, it should take input as type submit. So we will first convert that. We will add the form tag over here. This action denotes the endpoint, and here we have to mention the method as post.
Ma'am, Git command line interface has to be installed, no?
Shall I take all these doubts later? Let me first cover the content, okay?
Okay.
Okay. To convert this into actual form, we will need to use the form tag. Okay. So in this form tag, there are two things. First thing is method. So method is equals to post and action thing. So here we have to give the endpoint. Okay, that we will do later. So now what I said, while working with form, we can't use button, we will have to use input type submit. So we will first convert it into input tag. Okay, it should be written like this. Now we will save this and we will see how it is appearing. Now it is coming like this. Okay, now if I click on username, it redirects to this first option. But here again, if I click on password, it is again redirecting me to the first option. Okay, so this is happening because here there is something called as label for inside this input, and here we have ID. So you will find that here we have given label for example form control input 1, and here ID is example form control input 1. Similarly, for this input also, ID is given as example form control input 1. That's why if I click on either like username or password, it is redirecting me to the same input. That's why we need to change this for and ID. Okay, so for a username, I will keep it as user input 1. For password, I will keep it as input 2. Basically, if we want to connect this label with input, so inside the label we have this for attribute. Here I have written for equals to input 1, and inside the input element we have ID attribute. This is how this gets connected. If I am writing for equals to input 1, so I should write ID equals to input 1 inside my input tag. Okay, this is how both of these gets connected. So what will happen if I click on username, it will redirect to this input. I will show you. Let me first save this. Okay, now here if I click on username, it will redirect me to this input. Now if I click on password, it will redirect me to this input. Okay, and also what I said, while working with form, there should not be button. It takes input submit as the when you want to submit the form, it is done by this tag input type equals to submit. So whatever data that we will get inside this form will be fetched at that endpoint. And one thing also, there is something called as name variable, so it is backend variable. So when I enter the data into this, I will show you. Here suppose I am entering the data, I have written something over here. Okay, so where who will hold this data? So for that we have something called as name attribute. So name attribute will store the variable, so that variable will store this data. Okay, so for that, one more thing that we have to do is we need to add name attribute in all the inputs. So for here, say I will write name equals to username, and here I will write name equals to say pwd. Okay, so whatever data, let me save this. So whatever data that we will input inside these tags, the input tag, like whatever data that we will fill inside this, it will be stored in that name variable. So for first input, I have the variable, I have given the value of name as username. So this will be my variable. So this username will store the value. Suppose here I am writing shiv. So this value will be stored by username in the form of key value pair. And here if I write password say 1234, that will be stored inside the variable password. that is pwd. Okay, this is the use of name variable. So we will require this name variable. So while we will write the code, so we will write something as if method equals to post. If request dot method equals to post, then we will fetch these values, like username equals to request dot form dot get username. So at that time we will require these variables. Okay, similarly we will have to edit the register html form. Okay, so this is complete form that we have created. Okay, now similarly here this endpoint will also change. So let me remove this also. It will depend on the endpoint that we will create. So I will just save this. So here, what are the changes that we did? First of all, we added this form tag because this is a form which will take the input. After that, what we did, we just corrected this label and input according to this for and id variable. We corrected this thing, and third thing, we added this name attribute. Okay. Now similarly, we will do for register HTML. So inside this, we will require form tag. Here, I will write method equals to post. This is my first, this is my second input, this is my third input, this is my fourth. After this, I will write form tag. Okay, this is the first thing. Similarly, for register also, if you go to this page, you will find if I click on username, if I click on username, it redirects to this. If I click on email, it is redirecting to this input. If I click on password also, it is redirecting to this input. That's why we need to change the for and id values. So here, suppose I will write, I will take it as input 1. Here I will take this as input 2. Here I will take this as input 3. Okay, and also we need to add the name variable. So here I will write, say someone is on unmute. Can you please mute yourself? Here I will write name equals to email, and here I will write name equals to pwd. Also we need to change this tag. So this should be input tag. Okay, we corrected everything for login HTML. We did the same for this register HTML. Okay, now we will go here. Now if I click on username, it redirects to this input. Now if I click on email, it redirects to this input, and if I click on password, it is redirecting me to this input. Okay, so this is correct only. So here also this endpoint will change. We will do that later. Okay, now we will go to our wireframe. So far we have created this user login, register page. Okay, now We are left with user dashboard, admin dashboard, this select card, then different cards, that is Aadhar card, PAN card, voter ID card, driving license. So this one is easy. So we will first implement this. So what we have inside this, simply we have one select tag. In the drop down it will have four options: Aadhar card, PAN card, driving license and election card. And after that it has one button next. So what we will do, we will copy this login HTML. We will create one template. We will name it as select.html. We will copy it over here. Okay. So it will also have this form action method equals to post. Now we want select tag. So we will remove this, or let me first go to the bootstrap. We want select tag. So we will go to forms. Here we have select tag. Okay. So we will select this one. So we will copy this and we will paste it over here. We don't require this, so we will delete this. The heading is select a card and enter details. Here we will write available cards. We don't need this, so we will delete this. Here we have values as Aadhar card, PAN card, driving license and election card. Then we will have election card. Now we also need to change these values. So we will keep it as say Aadhar. Here we will keep it as PAN. We'll keep it as driving. And here as say election. And here we don't require this anchor tag. What is written over there? Next. So here we will write value equals to next. Okay. So we will just save this. Here inside this, we will give height and width. We will give random height, say 300 pixel. Width as say 300 pixel. Margin top, we will take it as say 200. We will adjust this accordingly. Let us save this and render this. We need to adjust its height, width, everything. Okay. So here, let me only write select card. This is too much. Here we will write select card HTML. Okay. So here there is no need of this. Also, we need to give name variable. So we will write name equals to say card. Now we will see how this is appearing. Okay, so we will adjust this button also. So for this button, first thing we will adjust its height and width. So we will select this element. So we will reduce its height. So we will give height as 250. We will increase its width. We will give say 350. And margin top, we will increase it. We will give 270. This looks fine. So height 250, width 350, and margin top 270. width as 350 and margin top as 270. Okay, now we need to adjust that button. Okay, so for that I will give margin to this button. So say I will start with 10 pixel. We will increase the margin. We'll give it as 40 pixel. Okay, so we have this form tag. Inside this we have this select element. After that we have input type submit, this button. After that we are ending this form. Also we have added the name variable, and this thing also we have adjusted. So this looks fine.
Where were you
So
changing the margin top for the next button?
because it was coming over here, I wanted to adjust this. That's
No,
why I
no.
gave
I was asking in which file.
this select file. We have created this select.html, right? Were you
Yes,
following? Yeah, we
yes.
just copied the data from login.html. Then
Yes.
according to the page, we adjusted it. So we imported this select from Bootstrap. We
Okay,
gave
and you
labels.
have a div style for the submit button. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Thank
we
you.
already had this button. So I just added margin top to it. Okay. I hope
Yes.
this is clear. Okay. Now, okay, we will go to our wireframe.
Ma'am,
Yes.
can you again show that how did you shifted that next block?
Okay. See, we already had this button from, we got this from login HTML. We copied the data, right? So in data, we had this thing. Okay. So now what I did inside this, so it was already text align center. It was coming in center, but it was just below that select input. That's why, and there was lot of space remaining after that. So I wanted to adjust that button. So for now, let me keep this as 0 pixel. Okay. So here you will see there is more space over here and less space over here. So I wanted to shift this button little bit down. So for that I gave margin top. After that what I did, I went to inspect. From this I selected this division. Okay, and from here, from this arrow button, I increased the margin top. So
Okay,
at
ma'am.
40 pixel it was working fine. Then I adjusted it accordingly. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So margin top as 40 pixel. Okay. So now here we are done with, we have created login form, register form. This one was simple. That's why we created this select form first. After that, now inside this, when the user selects any of the cards, it should redirect it to that HTML page accordingly. So if the user selects Aadhar card, it should redirect to the Aadhar card. If the user selects PAN card, it should redirect to the PAN card. If driving license, to the driving license. Then if selects election card, it should redirect to the voter ID card. Okay. So accordingly, it should redirect. So for that, now we will create. So we will have to create 4 different HTML pages, each for Aadhar card, PAN card, voter card, driving license card. Okay. And the attributes will vary according to each card. So now we will first create Aadhar card. So in Aadhar card, we have full name, gender, date of birth, address, and also one more thing, we will add image to this. So we'll see how to do that. So for this, again, we'll go over here. Now we will copy. We will first create Aadhar HTML, Aadhar.html. We will copy everything from this login HTML.
Just one question. This
Yes.
Bootstrap link is obtained from the Bootstrap's site or what?
Yeah. When you will go to this Bootstrap page, here, when you go to this getting started introduction, so here you will find 2 links. This is for JavaScript, this is for CSS. So if we want that Bootstrap is incorporated, to incorporate Bootstrap into our HTML file, we need to copy this link, just like
Okay.
external CSS. So I have already, in previous session, I already copied that and we have pasted it inside the head part. Okay.
Just one question. If we have done that, then why are we doing the inline styling?
Because we want to adjust position the card accordingly. That's why we are using inline styling.
But the basic style has been given by Bootstrap.
Yeah, from the Bootstrap, we are just taking elements and the main structure of, say, for login HTML, we have seen. Did you attend the previous session?
No, I missed that one. Maybe I'll go back
Uh,
to it.
yeah. So to position our element, suppose I have created this login HTML. So to
Yes.
create that structure, to position it for that purpose, we are using this styling. And to create the elements, to incorporate the elements into that HTML, we are using Bootstrap.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
I just copied this, I guess. Go to Aadhar HTML. We'll embed this over here. We will remove this. We don't need this. This will turn to Aadhar card HTML. Okay. Now we'll write add Aadhar card details. Okay, so here we have this form tag. First thing, inside this we have elements. Now we don't need this, so we will remove this. The first thing that we have is full name. So here I will write full name. Here also I will write full name. After that I have gender. So for gender we will use select. So already we have used this over here. So we will copy it from here. After this I want. So if you don't give this form label, so it will not take that spacing. I will also show that. Let me first correct this. So here it will be gender. Here I will write input 2. Here I will write gender.
Ma'am,
After that, yes.
ma'am, why we are taking value as male, female, others? Like in select.html also we did.
Sorry, I didn't get your question.
Ma'am,
This will
why?
come in drop down. I will show you. Let me first complete this. Okay, I will show you till this point. I want that this should come in drop down. That's why I have used that select. Okay, also we need to adjust this. We will do that later. After that, I will add date of birth. So here I will write date of birth. This should be DOB. Now this should be input 3. And here this type should be date. After that, we have full name, gender, date of birth. After that, we need address. So for address, again we will go to Bootstrap. So here we have this address. So we will copy only this element. Here we will write address. After that, we will embed image to it. So the user will require to upload the image. For that, you will just search for the code. So I already have it. So this is the code for it. So I will simply copy this. So I want it after address. I will copy it over here. Okay. Now for this, we know action, we know method, but while we want to upload the image, we need to add this attribute type multipart form data. So we will just copy this and we will paste this inside our form tag. Okay, so we don't need this form. Also, we don't need this submit button. We already have submit button. Okay, let me just save this. Now we need to do a lot of adjustments. It is going out of the page. So we will select this form body. How to do it? You will see this arrow. Go to inspect. You will see this arrow. From that, you will select this form body. Okay, you can see division as form body. So we need to select this. So now we'll have to first remove this margin top. Sorry. We'll keep it as say 120 pixel. This looks fine. Now also we will decrease this row. I think it is currently row 3. We'll remove this. Okay, it went. Let me select this form body. So we reduced margin top to 120. Okay, now we will increase the height. We will keep it. Notice one thing, there is space between the date of birth and input tag. So it came from the division MB3 style. So we will first incorporate that. Meanwhile, we will change the height to 580. We will also increase its width. We will make it as 500. Okay. We will reduce the height. We will keep it as 565. 565, 500, and 120. 565, 500, and this was 120. We'll just save this and check. It is coming fine. Okay. Now we need to change this login button. It should be request card. So here we will write value equals to request a card. Okay. Also, we have added all the name variables. So what we have inside this form body, we have this h1 tag Aadhar, add Aadhar card details. Inside this we have form, just starting from here, ending over here. Then we have first the input as full name. So for this we have taken, we have given for equals to input one, and here the name variable as full name. After this we have gender, so we have given it as input 2. Okay, and here we gave the name as gender. Also we had to add, here you will find over here that there is spacing between this address and input. It is coming from that division. So for that we will use this styling division class equals to mb3. We will write it over here. We will just save this. Now you will see it is nicely adjusted. Okay, after that
Ma'am,
what else
why
is needed?
it was like that? How it got adjusted?
How it got
Adjust like
here inside this class we have this styling mb3. So with the help of that it got adjusted. It is by default coming from bootstrap. Okay,
okay, ma'am.
also one more thing, we will write class equals to form control. Class equals to mb3.
Ma'am, do
Yes,
we need to uh, learn
mhm.
those, remember those the classes MB3, MB2?
No, it is coming by default from bootstrap. You don't remember all this. Just you will have to focus how with the help of this styling how it is coming in the front end. According to that you can adjust. Now you
Okay,
will see we will also add navbar and so many things. So here there are some basic things such as margin, padding, say
okay. For specific purpose,
color.
there are some example are there.
Yeah. So you will find color. So here after this you will find like how to use that color. So here it is mentioned. Okay, then
Okay,
you
ma'am.
will, yeah, if you search for background color, why it is not
Excuse
coming?
me, ma'am.
Okay, according to that you can check from this document. Okay,
Excuse me,
so
ma'am.
here it is giving, yes.
Sorry to interrupt, but I have facing a little problem when I run my app. Could you please check?
It is not allowed to share the code. You will have to share your screen. It is a part of your project, right? You
Yeah,
cannot
ma'am.
share it over here.
Okay. Ma'am, I will show you just just problem, not code.
Is it fine if I take
Uh,
it at the end?
ma'am, if it is possible, could you take at this time if you are
It will break the flow. Is it
okay?
fine if I take it later?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. You continue.
Okay.
Whenever you
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Now,
Whenever
if you want, yeah, if you want to embed the background color, so you will see you can use these classes accordingly. Okay, this is how you will get everything from Bootstrap. You will just have to search for it. Okay, we were over here.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
So, yeah, so this is how we created our Aadhaar card. Okay, so this card has maximum details. So here we have full name, gender, date of birth, then address.
Just one
Here
question.
also we will write name equals to address. Yes.
Sorry to interrupt. You just had opened the background one. So in that they were in different colors. So from there, I'll only pick the class, right?
Yeah, if you embed that class inside the element, I will show this also. If you embed the class from here, it will take that color.
Okay, we just take the
So
class
here,
part
yeah.
of
So
element
here
of.
you will find. So these are the different elements they have given the example, and for that they have given the code over here. So if you want this primary color, so you will have to embed this class in your code. Okay.
Okay. But if we've already given it a class, then what will happen?
You will have to write inside that class. You can give multiple styling with the help of this class attribute. So if you
We can
want to,
give it
we have
multiple
already class.
classes.
Yeah, we have already done it, right? So I will show you. It will come in the next page. Okay, I will show you.
Okay, sure.
So inside this class, this is my first class. Okay. So again, I can write second class over here. This is how you give multiple classes to the element. You can write the second class over here. So suppose here, this is my second class. So I will have to just copy this and paste it inside this quotation. So it will also incorporate the changes of that second class. This is how you use multiple classes in the element. Okay.
Okay.
So now we have created the Aadhaar card. So here I have used this name address. Okay. Now here we have given value as request a card. We will just save this. Now we will create. So we have created Aadhaar card. Now we will create the admin dashboard first. After that, if time permits, we will create other cards. So inside this, so basically this user dashboard will be will appear it is coming from conditional rendering. It will appear according to the conditions, according to the data. So if I don't have any available cards, it will say you do not have any card. And if I have not requested for any card, it will say no card request. But right now we are not using template, that is Jinja. So I will first show you like this. I will show you this dashboard. After that, when we will do the templating. At that time I will again edit this. Okay. So inside this admin dashboard, what we have, first we have this nav bar. Okay, which has welcome user 1 logout. After that we have these two tables. Inside this, first I have available cards, then I have requested cards. Now, inside this, I have these two buttons, view, delete, and in requested cards, I have name of card. After that, I have the status. Okay, so and after that, I have a button request a card. So now we will create this admin dashboard. Now you will see all the other pages were small one, but here this page will take maximum width of the uh, maximum width of the page. That's why we will not take the form body. We will create it in canvas itself. I will show you how to create it. Again, we will, okay, this is Aadhaar card. Now we will create add user dashboard. So for that, I will write user underscore dash dot html. Okay, I will again copy everything.
Ma'am, why did
Take
you
on.
name that previous HTML the canvas ID equal to canvas?
Did you attend the previous session?
No, no, madam.
That's why when you will attend that, then you will get to know that basically, if I open this page, so here, this
Okay.
is my page. So this is my whole page, first thing. Then you will see there are some blank spaces over here. These are created to increase the readability. And inside this, I have all the content. That's why we created first outer division. I
Hmm.
named it as main. Inside that, I created canvas division to adjust this blank spaces. And inside that, you will see we have another division form body. It is for the login and register pages because they will be very small, right? That's why I took three divisions. When you go to this, let me show you login HTML page again. Okay, so this is my division, main division. I will first show the code. So I have first main division. Inside that I have canvas, and inside that I have form body. So here you will see this is coming, this whole page is from main division. Then we have this thing is coming from the canvas. This inner block is coming from canvas, and inside this we have form body because this page will be smaller. Now for the dashboard we need to use the whole canvas. So for that I will show you how to do that. Now we will create this user dashboard. So I will copy the initial stylings. Say I can copy this. I will copy it. Okay. Now we don't require form body. So I will just delete this.
Ma'am, can you please zoom in the code?
Yeah, I will do it.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now while creating the dashboard, what we have this nav bar. Okay. Then we have two tables. So and then we have this request card button. So basically this will be anchor tag only. So here I will first start with the nav bar. Inside these components we have nav bar. Okay. So here is the code for navbar. So there are so many things. So we just copy this code and we will adjust accordingly. So basically here the welcome user should appear. Then we need only one button for logout. So let me first copy this and paste it over here. Okay. Now there are so many things. First thing is I want here welcome user should be displayed. So I will write say welcome user 1. Okay. Now there is a button. We don't need this button. So I will delete this. Now inside this division there are a lot of elements. We don't need this search bar, so I will just comment it. We may need it later, so I will just comment it. After this, I don't need this disabled. I will delete this. Also, I don't need this drop down. I will delete this element also. So how to check here? If you click on this li, it will show you where from where this block is starting and where it is ending. So we will just select everything. We will delete this. We need only one element for logout. So we'll delete this also. Here I will write logout. I will just save this and you will see how it is coming. Okay, so now we have this navbar. Now inside this we have two tables. So for that I will first create one division. So this nave is starting from here, ending over here. Okay, so after this I want to create one div with id content, which will have our tables. Okay, so the first thing is it has id. The first table is having heading available cards. So I will write it in h3. I will give class as headings if we want it later. Here I will write available cards. Okay, after this we have table. So for that again I will create one division. I will name it as table. Now we want to create table. So again we will go to bootstrap and check for the code. We will go to content, tables. So this first table looks fine and it is similar to what we usually code, right? It has tr tag, th tag for heading, then td tags. Okay, this is similar to what we have. So I will just copy this code and I will embed it over here. Okay, now what we have, we will have id, then we have card name, say type of card. After that we had that view and delete button. So for that we will write action. I will first remove this. I will write action over here. Okay, so what we had, we have this available card. Inside this we have table, so it will have id, type of card. Then in actions we will show these buttons. Okay. Now, similarly, we will edit this. So, say this as we'll keep ID equals to 1, then type of card, say Aadhar card, then now that view and delete these buttons, it should perform specific action. If I click on view, it should redirect me to the endpoint which renders this HTML page. Similarly, if I click on delete button, it should go to certain endpoint which will perform that action. So basically, this will be anchor tags. So now inside this action, we have two buttons, that is for view and delete. So we will have two anchor tags. Now what we will do, I want it to appear like buttons. So for that, I will go to buttons. Okay. So for view, I want the button like this. So what I will do, info button. So I will just select this class and type, and I will put it over here. Okay, I will also show you the difference. So we will see how it is appearing for this content. Okay, so first we have this navbar. Inside this we have these available cards. So we didn't write anything over here. Let me first write. Here I will write delete. Okay, can you see the difference? When I imported that class, it is looking like button, and here it is simply coming as simple anchor tag. So we will adjust this. Okay, also I want some margin and padding to this. So we will, inside this heading, we will style it. So to these available cards, I want to give some margin and padding, and I also want there should be some space between this navbar and available cards. So here we have taken the class as headings. So we will go to our style.css, and here it is my class headings. So to this, I will give margin as say 3 pixel. After that, I will give padding left because I want there should be some space from left. I will give it as say 3 pixel. After that, I want some space between the navbar and the text available card. So I will give margin top say 30 pixel. I will check this. Okay. So it is taking margin padding, and also there is some space between navbar and available cards. Now we will adjust this data. So here I will first go to my user dashboard. So I want my view should come like this. Now to delete the action, we will take We want that it should appear like this. So for this, we have this class BTN danger. So we will copy this.
Ma'am, one doubt.
Yeah.
You are using a separate CSS file for styling.
Yes.
Also, you are using Bootstrap. So this class ID, uh, class ID, class names, these have a special meaning with respect to Bootstrap, ma'am.
Yes.
Then, then why are we using that separate CSS styling page?
That's what I said. To adjust the elements, which I can't do it with the help of Bootstrap. For that purpose, I am using style.css. Initially, we have seen to adjust that login.html page, we can't use Bootstrap. So we did that with the help of CSS styling with the, and we embedded that styling into style.css to give, and from the Bootstrap, it gives some aesthetic nature to how the text is appearing. With for that part, we are using Bootstrap.
And one more doubt, ma'am.
Yeah.
Uh, that ID name, main, canvas, content, all these words are like with respect to Bootstrap you are using it. These are not some arbitrary words.
This main content, these are given by me only. These are arbitrary words. You can name it anything. We are using that to position the element, and whatever the classes that you are fine, I'm taking from Bootstrap. That those are specific to that styling. Okay, so basically there are two parts for positioning the element. We are using style.css, so we are using divisions and we are using nested divisions that we can decide upon that what variable you want to give to that classes. But if you want to give the styling, so for that we have specific class and ID according to the Bootstrap that you will have to check from Bootstrap document.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
now this is nicely adjusted. So inside the action we have two buttons, view and delete. Similarly, we will just copy this from this tr, this will be the heading. Okay, sorry, not this one, this thing, this data I want to copy that. So I will just copy this. Let me first remove this. Okay, now this tr is starting from here and ending over here, so we will just copy this. Okay, now this is say second entry, so we will name it as say pan card. Okay, after that I have this third entry, we will name it say election card. Okay, now we will see how it is coming. Okay, also I will write user dashboard. So here we are not using form because we are not taking any input from the user, we are just displaying the data. Okay, this is how it is coming. Let me remove the extra files. Okay, now what I want, that this should be aligned to the right part. Okay, this should come to the center. So for that, what we will do, we will use text center for this action. We will first do that. Okay, what I want, I want that action to come in center. For that, we will go to say text alignment. So if we give class as text start, it will come to the start, but I want at the end, or sorry, I want in the center. I want that we have this much of space and it should come to the center. For that, we need to use class text center. So I will just copy this and I will give it to this action. Now this action is coming over here. Also, we want to adjust these buttons. These should also align little bit towards right. So for that, first thing is we will use flex property. So if I want to adjust this, I need to first uh, display this as flex. So for that, let me go to flex. Okay. Now I want that it should appear in the center. For that, we have this property deflex justify content center. So we will use this class.
Ma'am,
Yes.
these classes are specially designed by Bootstrap, ma'am.
Yeah.
This we cannot change, ma'am. Without linking the CDN document, we cannot make use of it.
We have already done that.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
all
Without CDN, these are with respect
no.
to that.
Yeah. We cannot do that.
These class
So
names are special.
yeah, these class names are special and it serves a specific purpose. So you will see for aligning this action to the center, we are using class text center, or in the with the help of CSS, what you will have to write, you will have to give style equals to text align center. But in Bootstrap, we use class as text center. So these
Okay.
are, so you can just check everything from the document, whatever doubt you have. Suppose if you want to change the text alignment, so just type text alignment inside this Bootstrap document. It will show you all the possibilities for that. So here I wanted to shift my content to the center. So for that I am using this property. First thing, I want to change its display, right? So for that I am using flex property, that it should behave like an inline element, as well as I should be able to adjust its position. So here I'm using display as flex. This deflex, display as flex. So I was not sure of this property, so I simply pasted it over here as flex, and here accordingly I found different options. So from here I can just copy this and embed it in my HTML. So you don't need to remember everything. You can every time refer to this Bootstrap document and incorporate the changes accordingly. Okay,
Okay.
just
Okay.
read through this. Yeah. So I will just copy this class. Now note one thing. Whenever here I have these two elements, this view button and delete button, but this display property is applied to the parent element. So here TD is parent and these elements are children to it. So if I want to change the display of this two buttons, I need to incorporate this change inside this TD tag, that is parent button, that is parent tag. So here I will incorporate this. Okay, now we will see how it is coming. Okay, now you will see it is nicely adjusted, but there is no gap between these two. So for that I will give margin to it. So for that I will write, I want to give very small margin to this. So here I will write, so this styling I want to give to that particular element. So here I will write, I will give mx1. So this gives margin in x-axis by 1 pixel. This also you can find it in Bootstrap. Okay, so you can see it has taken space, so it gave margin from both the sides. Now, similarly, we will incorporate these changes for remaining buttons. So, how we will do it? We will simply copy these classes. The first thing that we need to do is use this class and embed in all TDs. So, I will copy this and I will embed it over here inside this TD. Okay, then we have this TD. Okay, also what we did, we gave margin in x-axis. So you can use this mx1 so if you want to give margin in x-axis, you use mx1. If you want to give margin in y-axis, that is to top and bottom, you will use my1. But you can give this only till 5 pixel. That's why if we wanted margin top, that's why we gave it externally over here. In the previous page you have seen, we wanted to give margin top, so we gave it with the help of this CSS styling, because we can give this mx my margin and padding only till 5 pixel. You can also refer the bootstrap documentation for that. It is written over there. Okay. Now I will also use this. I will give this to the first element. I will save this. Now we will see how it is coming. So right now, just follow me how I am giving the styling. Okay, and what you can do, just go through this session, apply the same styling. We are now just taking how to create the element one by one, and how to adjust the position, and how to give styling, that we are learning in this session, right? What you can do, you can just go through this session again and apply all this styling to your uh, quizmaster project pages. Okay, so now this first table is created. After that, what we have, after that what I have this requested cards table. Inside this, again I will have ID, then I will have this card name. Now here I have status. So for that, you will simply need to copy all this data from headings till the end of table. Okay, so for that, I will just, let me just show it like this. I will copy everything from these headings till the end of table. Okay, now now this will be my requested cards. Okay, now inside this I will have ID, I will have type of card. After that, I will have status. Can you just give me a minute? I will be back in a minute. Yes, Anwar.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I have a question regarding project Git tracker.
Yes.
Should I ask now?
Is it fine if I take it after the after covering the content?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So far, what we did, we created this table, available cards. Now I copied this data. So in second table, we had the heading as, I'm just audible, right? Here we had the heading as requested cards. Now what is there? We have ID type of card. Then we have status. So we will adjust this accordingly. Now this is my row 1. So this is for Aadhar card. Then PAN cards. After that, say election card. These are fine. Now here we will have status. So we will just delete this. Okay, here first thing, here I will have status. So here I will write the status. The status can be, say, under verified, requested, verified. So this requested will be by default, and this under verification, verified, this will be the status given by the admin. Okay, so here we are just displaying this data. So for that purpose, later we will use Jinja to populate this data, but for now I am just typing it. Okay, so the status can be under verification, requested, verified. So here I will write, say, under verification. We also need to remove this. Here I will write requested. Here also I need to remove this. Here I will write it as say verified. Okay, now we will see how it is coming. Okay, now I want to give border to this. So here for giving the border, you can write class equals to border. So I will write it inside that division table. So here only I can write border. So now you will see it has taken border. So I will write it over here. Okay, now what I want, we have this request button. So for that, we had that what we had a request a card button. So this will be the dashboard. If I want to request for a card, I will just click on this request a card. So now we will need this button. So when I will click this button, it should redirect me to another endpoint where I can request for a card, and then it will show then it will redirect to this page. Okay, and when it will redirect to this page, accordingly I will select a card, and after that again it will redirect to the card which I have selected. Say if I selected Aadhar card, it will redirect to Aadhar card. If I selected PAN card, it will redirect to PAN card. Accordingly, it will redirect. Okay. So for this will be again an anchor tag. Now we will create that. So now here, after this table, so this is starting from here. After this, I want to create a button. Okay. Now what I said, it will be an anchor tag because it should redirect to the particular endpoint. So inside this href, we will write that endpoint. So here I will write request a card. Okay. Now I want that this button should appear at the end. So for that, we will go to again text alignment. I want that at the end. So I will write class equals to text end. Now we'll see how this is coming. Okay. Now it is coming as anchor, but I want this to come as a button. So for that, we have already seen. For that, we will take one of the buttons. So here we will go to buttons now. So we will select primary button. Okay. So here I will just copy this and paste it inside my anchor tag. Now it is coming as button, but I want this button to be little down and there should be some spacing. So for that, I can write. So I want to give very less spacing. So for that, in x direction, I will take this division is starting from here. Okay, we should write one division over here after this table. Okay, this table is starting from here and ending over here. After that, this table is starting from here, ending over here. Okay, this is for my main. Then this is for my canvas. After that, this division is for my content. Okay, looks fine. So here also I have this division table. Inside this I have table Okay, this is also perfect. Now I want to give little spacing. So in x direction, I want some spacing. So I will write, I will give mx. Say give, I will give 2. Also in y direction, on y axis, I want to give spacing. So I will give say 5. I will just save this. Okay. So this is adjusted. Okay. So this is how we have created the user dashboard. Any doubt in this? So basically, we are just using Bootstrap to give all the stylings. So you have to just go to the Bootstrap, just check for the elements, embed it into your own file. But just make sure how you're embedding the data. This division should be proper. So inside this division, main, I have this division canvas. After this, I have name division. So earlier we forgot to end that table. So just while writing everything, just make sure you are properly opening the brackets and closing the brackets. Otherwise, the data will overlap. Okay. So now this is how we have created our user dashboard. Similarly, we can create admin dashboard. So I will add that file directly inside this folder, and you can just check it later. Now, for now, we have created Aadhar HTML. Similarly, we can create other cards. Okay. So for now, we will create. There is one more card over here from user dashboard. We can create admin dashboard. Now there was one more card. I want to show that also. It has most of the entries as read only. Now we will create this card request details card, or basically update status card. So for that, I will create one more HTML file, update status dot html. Now I will copy all the data from select file and we will adjust accordingly. Okay. Now what is there? Now here, what will happen when the admin will, this is admin dashboard. Now inside this admin dashboard, again we will have one table, then we have some cards. So we can do that with the help of division, that I will add the code directly. Now inside this we have two buttons, generate button and update status button. When when the user will request for a card, it will create an entry inside this requested cards, and it will show the type of card, the name of user, which user is there, name of user, and then now the user will have two buttons, generate and update status. So when the user has just created the card, now the admin will click on update status button. So it should display all the details of the user that the user has entered. So if it is Aadhar card, so it will display the data as full name, gender, date of birth, address, and the image. Then the admin will check for all the details, and if the admin file the detail as correct, so first thing, it will be under verification status, and once all the things are verified, it will update the status as verified. That's why we will have these two drop down. So the first entries, the data over here, again this will come from Jinja. So at this point we are not using Jinja, we are simply creating a template. For that I will just write it like that. So these entries will be read only. This is not this here we are just displaying the details. So we will check in Bootstrap what we can use. So this will be only read only data. It will simply display the data over here. After that we have one drop down. So user will update the status accordingly. Once user has verified everything, so it will first keep the status as verified. After that, according to the details, it will take all the details of the user, and then admin will generate a card for it. If requested for Aadhar card, it will check for all the details, then it will generate Aadhar card along with all the data that user has filled. It will add one more entry from it, that will be the key. So for Aadhar card, it will generate a separate 16-bit key for Aadhar card. Similarly, it will create the keys for PAN card and other cards. Okay, so basically it will take all the user details and it will add one more entry to it when we will click on the generate button. So it will add all those entries to the database. After that, when I in the user dashboard, when I will click view, I should be able to find this HTML page. If it is for Aadhar card, so here we will have these entries: Aadhar card, PAN card. If I click on view, so it will show that HTML page, that is Aadhar card. So this will be generated card. So it will have all the information of the user along with the 16 digit key that is created by admin. Okay, this is how all the cards will appear. So we will create these cards later. For now, we will create we will first create this page. Okay, so for this is the read only data. So we will copy everything from the select.html file. So I already copied that. So I have first read only data, and after that I have drop down. So inside this drop down, I have only two entries, so I will delete these entries. So this will be under verification, and verified. This will be update status. Okay, and before this we have the read only data. So for that we will go to Bootstrap. Then we will go to forms, form control. Then we want read only data. We simply want to display the data. So here we have the code: add the read only boolean attribute on an input to prevent modification of the inputs value. Here we have this read only data. So we will copy this and we will embed this in our code. So here one thing, initially it is simply displaying the data. So for that, let me first go to the wireframe. So initially it is simply displaying the data, and after that I have this select. So what will happen, this data we want to simply display this data, so this will be not the part of my form. After this I will have form which will update the status according to admin. So it could be either under verification or verified. So this will be part of form, and this will not be part of form because simply here we are displaying the data. So you will have to write this, and this will be part of form because here we want to update the status. So for that we need to take entry from the admin. That's why this will be the part of form, and here this will be simply the read only data. So I will copy this data above this form. I hope you got it. The form will only have this select data because only that will be the form, that will be the part of the form, and else other data I simply want to display that data, so that it will not be a part of the form. So I will write it over here. Okay, and here I can write the value, random value. So I will write my name. Here also I need to display the label. So here I will just select this. Here I will write this as full name. You can also use simple division tags for this, but I want that it should come in that format. That's why I am using this bootstrap. Now we will have full name, then we can have the type of card and other details. So I will just take detail 1, detail 2. Here after this we will have the type of card. So I will just simply copy this. This is for type of card, then detail 1, detail 2. Okay, so here I can write detail 2. This can be anything. So this data will come after filtering the DB according to the user. So this could be say detail 1. This can be anything. This can be date of birth, address, all that data. Okay, it can be anything. So full name here, say it will be type of card. Okay, now here I will write say Aadhar card. Here I will write detail 1. This is detail 2. Okay, after this I will have this form, and also I need to change this. I can write it as card. I will write D1. Here I will write D2. Okay, I will first save this. Now this is the part of my form. My form is starting from here, ending over here. Inside this form I have this select button. Okay, and also to submit this data I will need this input type submit. So I have this input type submit. So here its value will be update status. Let me save this. Now we will see how it is coming. Okay, so you can see these are coming as read only input. Okay, you can't type inside this. It is simply displaying the data. Now we will adjust his height and width. So we will go for that. We will go to inspect. Also here I will write card request details. Here I will write update status, and here what was that? Card request details. I will save this. Now we will adjust its height and width. Okay, so I will first select this. Now we will first reduce the margin top. I think this should be fine. Margin top as 125 pixel. Then we will increase its height.
How are you increasing automatically?
Here can you see this element? What I did first is
Yes.
with the help of this arrow button, I selected that form body division because it is holding all my elements. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
After that, you will see. Can you see this element dot style?
Yes, yes.
So it will show me all the stylings related to that form body. So here, when I hover it over here, and with the help of arrow buttons, I can
Okay, you
increase it.
can add or decrease. Okay.
Yeah,
Up
with
and
the help of
down arrow buttons, right?
yeah, you can do that with the help of arrow buttons.
And these two scripts are in this format because of this right icon, right? The one here,
What?
just above the filter, there's the icon. So that is how it's coming in a longitudinal one, yeah? The elements in the style.
Yeah. So here I will increase its width. I will keep it say 506. This looks fine, okay? So I want height as 555, width as 506, and margin top as 125. 555, 506, 125. 555, 506, and this is 125. I will save this. Let me just close this. Okay. Now this is coming properly. This is how we have created this thing. Okay. Now similarly, we can create the pages for PAN card, voter ID card, then driving license. So I'm giving you this as homework. So I will just tell you what you need to incorporate in each of the pages. And similarly, we can also create admin dashboard with the help of user dashboard. We will create admin dashboard. So most of the things will remain same. So I will just upload that code, and based on this Aadhar.html, you will have to create remaining cards. So inside this text, I will show you what entries you should need. So for PAN card, you will require full name, then father's name, after that date of birth, and image. Okay, this you will require for PAN card. After that, for driving license, you will require full name. So we have created so many pages. So you can just copy the data from one or more pages and create these pages. So inside the driving license, you will have full name, father's name, date of birth, then address. We have seen all these elements, right? Then it will have pin code. After that, it will have image. Okay, this is for driving license. After this, you will have election card. Inside that, you will have elements as full name, then father's name, gender, date of birth, and image. Okay, this is homework for you. You will have to create all these pages and admin dashboard. Admin dashboard I will create, and I will copy that data. And similar from user dashboard, you can create admin dashboard. Just refer to the wireframe, and all these pages I am giving as homework. Just refer to one or two pages, Aadhar page and select page. Based on that, you should be able to create all these pages. Okay. That's all for today's session. I hope whatever I have discussed today, at least you got the idea how to use Bootstrap, how to create elements. Okay. Those who have not watched the previous session, I request you to watch the previous session, because in that I have showed you how to create, how to position the elements, how to create the page, how to create divisions. Okay, so I request you to watch previous session as well. uh, Whatever I have discussed today, I simply styled the pages. I hope you got the idea how to style the element. Okay, based on this, you can create the HTML pages in your actual project. Okay, now I will take your doubts. I hope whatever I have done today is clear to you. At
Yes,
least you
ma'am.
got the fair idea how to use, when to use CSS and when to use Bootstrap. I hope that is clear. Most of the things we just referred the Bootstrap document. Okay, now I will take your doubts. Yes, Anwar.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, you are audible.
Uh, in Git help document, there is
Hmm.
a thing in the last that to efficiently track and maintain your project, the
Hmm.
project has be locally tracked by local Git. How to get that local Git?
For that, you will have to do the Git init.
Can you
So
explain little?
inside, so what you can do, so this is my folder. I have already initiated the Git. So you can go to the terminal, new terminal, and here I hope you have downloaded Git in your system. So after that, here you will find the Git bash terminal. Inside that, I have already initiated Git inside my document. That's why you will
Oh,
see it is tracking
here
the files. Here it is
that
showing as
means we are
modified,
talking about
modified,
Git clone
contract.
thing, ma'am.
What?
Uh, Cloning repository.
For that, here initially, for that I will tell you this one thing. 1 minute. For this, you will require, if you want to, you are asking about cloning my repository, right? So
No,
for
ma'am,
that,
I know how to clone repository.
okay,
I'm talking about, are they talking about this? That we have to clone this and move.
can you repeat your question again?
They have said that the project just be locally tracked by Git.
Okay. What
So
else
I
was
don't get
written
it.
apart from that?
Just it. At the last of the Git helper document, do you have that?
Yeah, I have that. I will have to open it first. 1 minute.
Okay.
think they are talking about the local Git, the Git init part that you do inside your folder. They are talking about that.
Ma'am, your screen is not.
Yeah, I'm not sharing the screen.
Okay, 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 okay.
Yeah. Okay, Anwar?
Okay, ma'am. So
Yeah.
we don't need to install anything extra.
No.
Just we need to commit the commit in Git repository.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, Firoz?
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, tell
Uh,
me.
The things you are teaching, ma'am, if we apply it on our project, it will be plagiarism.
No, it will not be under plagiarism. You
Okay,
can
ma'am.
just, yeah.
Yes, ma'am. All the things you have showed now, it clears most of the things. So we
Yeah.
can create all the wireframe pages
Okay.
of the project this way also.
Yeah.
And
Because the bootstrap code will remain same, right?
yes,
You
ma'am.
can create in this manner.
I have not learned
Basically,
string
we
class and database, so it will not cause any problem later.
no, it will not cause any problem because we are using bootstrap, so most of the thing will remain same.
Yes, ma'am. So
Yeah, I
I can
hope this
create all.
session is, yeah, I hope the this previous session and this session is helpful to you
Yes,
because I have
yes,
covered
yes, ma'am.
most of the elements, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So I hope this will give you a basic idea. Also, you will get a lot of code from Bootstrap. You should know how to manipulate the data according to your requirement. That also I have showed today, right?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I
These
hope
two
this
sessions
session is
are.
useful to you.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, next session would be around Jinja or something.
So in next session, we will do the configuration part. So we will configure our folder, our directory according to different, like we will create different modules such as database module, then app.py. Then inside the application folder, we will segregate our code, and also we will work on the database. We will create database for our project.
Okay, madam.
That we
So,
will do in
database.
next session.
What database would be using?
So the first thing is we will use Plus SQL Alchemy and we will use SQLite database because it
Okay,
is local one. Yeah.
okay,
So this thing we will do in next session.
okay, madam.
Okay. I hope this session was useful to you. Just go through this again, and most of the things should be clear to you because I have covered most of the basic elements that you will require in your project. Okay. And
Ma'am,
after that, yes.
push the code to GitHub repository.
Yeah,
To
I need to create the pages for that PAN card and other cards. So that is homework for you. So I will push the code anyhow, but try to create that pages on your because it is simple and it will also boost your confidence. Okay.
okay, ma'am.
So I will first create those pages and after that I will push the code. Yes, Aman. Aman, do you have any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay. This is Aman Rastogi.
So, ma'am, one question related to the quiz master. So,
Hmm.
we can start in this month or next month. Well,
See, the deadline is 38th March. According to that, also depends if you have taken your theory in this term. So if you submit till 30th of March, you will get the bonus 5 marks. But if you have done theory prior to this term, then I think there is some rule in the grading document. So you will have to submit till 15th of March, I guess. So just check that accordingly, make the submission.
no,
Something is mentioned.
I am
Yeah.
doing it along with the course.
Okay. So if see, I have covered this form element, and I think this name variable. I taught a little bit things today. I thought I think this thing should not be clear to you, I guess. So I will take the theory session on Wednesday. So in that I will cover basics of class. So maybe after that session you can start working on your project because you will have basic understanding of it.
Okay, so before 15 March, I can submit.
Yeah, you can if you have taken theory for the first time, right? So you
Yes, yes,
can
yes.
submit till 30th of March.
Okay, so what about
Yeah.
you are saying about the bonus mark?
I think there is some rule in grading document. So if you have taken theory in this term, And if you make the submission till 30th of March, you will get bonus 5 marks.
Okay, madam. Thank you.
Yeah. And for prior terms, they will have to submit till 15th of March to get the bonus marks.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
This homework that you are
Yeah.
saying was only for practice, no, ma'am? It's not
Yeah, it is.
compulsory. Yeah.
No, it is not compulsory. It is just for your practice.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
I've also taken the theory and project together, ma'am, this time.
Okay. So how are you finding these sessions and how are you finding the theory content?
Theory content till now, first 3 weeks, not big trouble, ma'am. But project I haven't started till now, ma'am.
Okay. So maybe just wait. Maybe you can start creating the templates that I have created, right? Like
Yes,
that, you
ma'am.
can
This
start creating
possibility
the
pages.
templates.
Yeah.
After that, we will learn Flask in week 4, and in week 5, we will learn the database that is Flask SQL DB. So most of the things should be clear to you by then.
It's a lengthy project, no, ma'am. Total the code will be very
Yeah,
huge number of lines.
yeah. So just break it down into smaller steps and do one step at a time. Okay, then it should not be a burden to you. Just break down into smaller steps and just do one step at a time. So maybe you can start creating templates.
Okay, ma'am. But these individual
Just
files
one
are not so lengthy, no, ma'am. Why? That is which file will be the most lengthy one, ma'am? Here, this creating
That's
pages.
what I said. We will break down our code into different modules.
Mhm.
Then it will. So you will find app.py will not have all the code. We will create different files for that. So controllers.py, it will be a big file because it will have all the routes. Then these HTML pages, these are little bit lengthy because it shows all the code, right? The HTML code. So these are little bit lengthy, not that much. Okay.
Okay.
Ma'am, could you please upload the wireframe in Google Space?
I have already uploaded it.
Is it? Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
Yes, you can. Yes, someone you can join these sessions. Just refer the previous session and this session for front end, and from next session, we will work on database. After that, we will work on backend. Okay. Yes.
ma'am, when you making admit card, something like that, there
Admin card.
you did,
Which card?
ma'am, in that there was a information about admit card. There do you did not use Jinja 2. So if we not use Jinja 2 somewhere like forget, is there any problem?
See, right now we are only creating basic templates. That's why I'm just typing the data. But once we will work on the backend, we will convert all this code into Jinja. So this data will be populated according to the data that we have stored in our database. Right now we are simply creating templates. That's why I'm just displaying the data and just typing the data. We will convert it into Jinja in upcoming sessions.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
And ma'am, if we follow the bootstrap, like there
Mhm.
was some code was using from that, is there any problem?
No, it is not problem. That's why Bootstrap is there. No, it will give little bit aesthetics to your project, and also it will add elements to your project. Okay, there. See, basic thing that we see is app.py because the business logic will be different for everyone, right? How everyone is coding that should be different. So we are mostly focus on the business logic. This HTML templates, because most of the students may use Bootstrap, so it more or less it may look similar. So there is no issue in that.
Hello.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Have you shared this problem statement and wireframe somewhere?
Yeah, I have already shared on GSpace.
Uh,
Ma'am, I
where on
think
GSpace?
I
The
can,
wireframes.
Mad One project?
yeah, Madman Project GSpace. If you want, I will share it again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And secondly, when you were making the Aadhar card, I think you were trying to generate the Aadhar card.
Mm-hmm.
Then, where there was full name, email, and all that, you had
Mm.
used placeholders. Is it advisable to use placeholders?
Oh no, it is like it gives an example how the data should be. It is not compulsory to use the placeholder.
No,
It
no,
is
it's
not
not about
required.
compulsory, but is it even from an operational point of view advisable to do so?
Yeah, when you will go to any form, it shows some like example to you how what data we are entering into the input, right? We can show that example, not any harm in that.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Okay, that's it for today's session. I hope you got the fair idea regarding the front end, how to create the front end. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Vishnu, what is this pxt.x label for labeling the access?
Ma'am, can I use plt.x level axis x level 2 instead of plt.x axis in the level assignment 3?
Just try it. If it is passing the test case, then not an issue. But if it is failing the test case, then use X label. Okay.
Okay, okay, got it. Ma'am, I think the wireframe
Okay.
is not been shared yet.
I already shared that previously. You would have missed that.
Ma'am,
I will share it again. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, Vishnu.
ma'am, those files could you please share in announcement group? Because in Madman group there are lot of things are there.
Yeah, I will share it in announcement group. Okay. Okay, that's all for today's session. Thanks everyone for joining. I am closing the session.